Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Fatback 4 Daily Match Reaction. As Manchester City have beaten Liverpool by 4 goals to 0 because Liverpool have decided that they want to remain drunk after winning the league, and a week of drinking is not good when you try to go out and play. This show, of course, is brought to you by Paddy Power, a bookies, a website, and an app. If you gamble, please gamble responsibly, and remember to do so with Paddy Power. Danny Emery is straight in, and he says, Gav, it's hard to play 11 aside with 6 players. It really is. It really is. Danny's in, Avo's in, Macker's in, Santiago's in, Alex is in. I think Barry's in there somewhere. Barry is in there somewhere. So look, keep your comments coming in. We're not going to go deep into all this. It's not worth going deep into. Although Gar might have a bit of a breakdown. I think he's upset, but we'll talk to him about that in a minute. Look. If you're watching, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thanks a million. Hit that like button. We have noticed loads and loads of people watching but not hitting the like button. That's all we're asking for. Simple like button. It's not hard. Hit that. Subscribe. Hit the bell icon. Do all that mess and follow us across social media as we continue to bring you 100% LFC free content. Lads, Kev O'Sullivan says it's our third loss in 2 years, and Gar, fuck it, I'll come to you first. Does it even count?
Come here, right? You know I'm obviously a coach, right? So I just hate losing. Right? I hate losing, right? So in that manner, I'm just looking at it through the night. In the first 15 minutes, they're going, geez, we look on it, we've hit the post, and then fireworks start going off. And I think the lads thought they were back to last week when we won the league. So I think it all exploded from there. I personally just want to win. You know, I would have liked a better performance. Maybe it's the greed in me. Maybe it's what's been bestowed on us the last couple of years in having standout performances and things like that. I just expected better. They let me down, Gav.
Right. Can I bring they let you down? Klopp out. FSG's at spending all that money on those fireworks when they should be signing players. But Chris, I'm gonna come to you, right? And I'm gonna the guard of honor, right? So it was grand, guard of honor. But I kind of knew when they were coming out. You could see Liverpool players watching just guard of honor, kind of looking around as if they were seeing double. And I was like, I don't know if this will go well. But they started okay, and it was the team we wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not probably the team we wanted. It was the most half-assed guard of honor I've seen. Half the players got leave before they even walking in. It was. I love the fact that it was so like half-assed and not very sportsman. I love all that. We started fine. We hit the post. Silly penalty, and then to be honest, we just lost our way completely. I mean, City on the night were clinical. We could play better, but if Manny has his shooting boots on, Manny's got 2 or 3 great chances to score. But I've seen as Twitter always is, the explosion, the lack of FSG money, top reds need to be hung, and all this sort of stuff. But I've seen Liverpool beat the league champions after they've won the league, and guess what it means? Absolutely fuck all. I don't like the better performance. I thought we probably would have done better than we did. We haven't, but it might be a kick out. You might just give them a kick of the ass to refocus, and then, Villa at home might be the perfect game for us. But I think it's one then. Just you take it. City fans will cheer about it. Well, we're not the real champs. I should laugh at them, and then remember you've got a trophy sat at the end of it.
Yeah.
If you think Klopp, Klopp will use that. I'm not concerned about that. What I am annoyed about is certain people using it as this is my excuse to have a bitch and a moan that we're not signing anyone, which, by the way, nobody knows that.
Yeah.
We might not sign a superstar for 50, 60 million, but doesn't mean we'll sign anyone. Let's wait, it's bloody July. Let's wait and see what happens.
Yeah, Gareth Jackson says that was a good old laugh tonight. I genuinely, I was watching it going, you know what? But the one thing I will say, and I'm going to pre-warn you all now, a lot of the lads from the Daytrippers went out tonight to watch the match. They went into an establishment. They ordered some food and a few drinks. And whenever we do that, get your money on the other team, because it never goes well, right? And I genuinely believe that if we organise to go for a few drinks for the Chelsea game and the trophy lift, we'll lose the fucking trophy somewhere. It'll go missing. But like, it was the team we wanted, Gar. It was the team we wanted to put out there. But you could see, like, people are saying there the first 15, 20 minutes weren't bad. But then it just seemed to go and, whatever, lads. And it was just like, the penalty decision was a bit I'm not too sure, but like Robertson and Gomez in particular, looked like they were literally looked like they stepped off a party bus at about 7:15, and were just getting water thrown at them in the dressing room to try to sober them up before they came out. It was mad.
It was hilarious, and Genie as well. I think Genie just kept passing the City lads all night for the crack. Yeah. Kevin De Bruyne was allowed just stroll around the park. You go, here you go. You can have the night on tonight. Well, for instance, he's always brilliant, but no one just picked him up. It was like grand, just leave him to you.
Yeah,
and then the funniest of all is when Trent throws the ball to a City player.
Yeah,
you can have it, mate. Go and attack.
Yeah, it's mad. Stephen Max says, imagine Phil tonight. He's after cancelling the title. Believe it or not, Phil sent me a message after the game going, we haven't won away in 5, which I thought was brilliant. Dylan Westwood said there's 50 people watching, 52, and only 25 likes. You have to hit the like button. We do find out who hits the like button. We don't, but we pretend we do, and then we hunt you down. Stevie said, and what he wanted to say was, Jesus, Gav, I'm fuming. Is it just me? What he wrote was, Kessus have, I'm fum on. Is it just me? Stevie's on the cans, and it's great to see. He then followed her up with, after sobering up in that minute and a half, with, what did I just write? Stevie, listen, you had a meltdown after the Everton game, and listen, you were more than entitled to. But tonight, look, just stay on the cans. Relax. It's grand. Liverpool are champions. And if we react to this the way we usually react, I feel sorry for Aston Villa on Sunday afternoon / evening, whatever time it's on. I don't even know what time it's on. That's how bothered I am. But lads, and Chris, I'll come to you. Like, people are saying, like you said there, City will have a cheer about it. Surely City as a team or players aren't walking off going, we showed them. You can't be.
I bet they are.
They'll try and use that as,
they'll try and use that as that's us laying a marker down when we beat Liverpool side, when half the side were pissed. They will. And let's be honest, I think, let's be fair, if we'd have won, we'd have said, we've laid a marker down there, we've shown we're not going away. What we actually showed is we're still look, we're not perfect, we're a work in progress. But I don't know, I'll probably get accused of being top red or whatever the bollocky phrase is. I just can't get worked up about it. I hate us losing, but I think because it's the thing I've been waiting for 30 years, I just can't get worked up over it. I'm like, well, they can't take it off us. Not until next May. Yeah. So that's why I can't get off. What if we don't win any other? I mean, I do. I'd like us to actually. It'd be nice if we could kick on now and try and get the high points total. But I just can't get worked up over one game. I've seen it too many times before, and there are worse things to get worked up over. And look, if that City think they're back, great, because they might think we don't need to buy anyone.
Yeah. Danny Emery says he's tried to play FIFA hammered and he's got smashed around with 3-year-olds. Same tonight with the lads. Yeah, it's just that there's so many comparisons you can make. Let me see. David Walsh says they must have been intimidated by the one-man bus welcome before the game. I'd say, listen, I know
that's the most City thing ever.
Yeah, but the fireworks going off and stuff just after the game started or a few minutes into it was a bit of a laugh as well. Gar, I don't really want to go into performances tonight because there's no point, is there really?
No, definitely not.
The words.
But you know what? What came across to me, Gar, was, and I said this before we come on, like, I remember Klopp doing an interview just before the football came back, and he said, like, no, we're going to target every game, we're going to go at it, we're going to give it everything we have, we're going to, the league, he didn't come out and say the league is done and dusted, but he did say, like, we're in a very, very commanding position, and we will always be 100% committed and stuff like that. And the Everton game showed that he was lying, that kind of way. I think he used that as a bit of a springboard towards Palace, and he probably would have used the Palace as a springboard to tonight if anything was going on it. But Gar, I'm being honest with you, I don't think these lads are in any way bothered about 100 points or 101 points or 98 points or whatever it is. I just think they just think now it's done and dusted, and the way things have fallen with, when this league ends, I think it's around the 26th of July, and you're probably looking at sometime in September when the league starts back. They're on the beach for use of a better word, I believe.
Well, as that told you that tonight was the thing. If they were really bothered, they'd have gone out, hunting them down. It would have been a much better performance. In truth, I think the points thing is something that the Twitter at he makes up, just like every transfer that goes around it. And, you know, we become so obsessed, don't we? I think they're bang on. I think they wanted that title in the bag and to go from there and to, you know, put in some performances. And I think, again, what you've just said, the weekend, that, you know, they're going to come off it. I'd say might be a couple of changes, I'd say. You know what stood out for me tonight, lads, was having to bring Origi off the bench and they're bringing Mahrez off the bench. It just shows you, like, you know, we might need to just add something there next year in regards of if we do have off days in bigger games. Origi was absolute pantaloons when he came on, lads.
Yeah, and like, but in fairness, like, people have a go at Origi, and you know, when the Timo Werner stuff was going around, I was championing Timo Werner, and I still would, even though he's a Chelsea player now, because I feel that what you want there with Divock Origi is what you would get from Timo Werner. But I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to go into lashing Timo Werner or Divock Origi out, because there's loads of other players around there tonight. There's a lad here called Josh. I presume he's a City fan, is he? Yeah, he says, ha ha ha, lol, unlucky boys, come on City. Lazy players not caring about the rest of the league. That's a cracker, Josh, I had to say. Big egos, Robertson, Josh. Firmino and Gomez. Yeah, I'd say big alcohol levels in their system rather than egos, to be honest with you, Josh. But you stick with us because you know, it's
City had actually.
Yeah, come on.
Just think if City had actually made that sort of effort all season, maybe they wouldn't be 20 points behind, which isn't that the biggest gap ever by a defending champion. Yeah, that's probably a bit more embarrassing. It's funny, isn't it?
Listen, it's
I love it.
It's just one of those things. Like I can't put. I'm finding it difficult to put across how much this doesn't mean anything to me. Maverick says, "Stop the bashing of Origi. He hardly ever plays. Give the guy a break." I
apologise, Maverick. It's my fault.
No, you don't have to apologise.
I'm very angry, Maverick. I'm very angry.
Maverick, you're like Stevie on the chat. But listen, Maverick. Maverick is a long time listener, and you know, he puts loads of comments in here. So he's a fairly thick skin, I think. Gareth Jackson says this is our pre-season. While the rest have everything to play for, we can get ready to hit the ground running, and the others will be tired. Yeah, sure. When they start the holidays, we'll be over our holidays and we'll be ready to go then. Let me see. Okay, Heath. I'm willing to do this. How about we discuss Grizz claiming a victory in the mentality wars and keep promoting Trent above his daughter in the last pod? Yeah. So for anybody that didn't see this, I wasn't on it, but I have listened back because I had to edit it. Keith basically saying that he's done wrong by his own daughter because she's the same age as Trent and he's walking around with medals all over the gaff and she isn't. That was basically on that. Grizz claiming a victory in mentality wars. That was after the charity shield, I believe, which was a great bit of crack. He put that video up today. Grizz cried off this one tonight because Liverpool lost and he didn't have the heart to come on and talk about it, which is outrageous, to be perfectly honest with you. But look, that's just the way it goes. Let me see. I'm just going to go through your comments tonight and we'll all comment on them. Let me see. Santiago, where are you gone? There we go. Santiago says Klopp's strategy this transfer season will be basically Liverpool FC, come for the titles, stay for the bevies. Yeah, that's and the thing is, like,
could that be the new slogan?
It could be. Let me see. Oh, here's a big one. Big show from Jer Cahill, who there's a lot of people love to comment on the appearance of us all here. Like Keith got an awful time, didn't he? He's being called a peanut and all, and he had a breakdown, and I had to tell him, listen, like Keith, chill out. This happens all the time. But he says Jer Cahill says the lad in the blue is a spit of Sergio Ramos. Guy, you must have threw Jer Cahill. You must have threw Jer Cahill a bleeding tenner super chat there, did you, to say that?
Sure, give us your number, mate.
yeah, give us your number.
I remember that show because Keith was getting compared to a peanut and Shawnee got compared to Allison and Keith flipped.
Yeah, but Shawnee is just the most devastatingly handsome man I've ever met.
Look, Steve is getting angry there, look.
Yeah, he wants to punch Carragher. He's up Sky's hole. Carragher, in fairness to Stevie, Carragher does my head in. He really, really does. Let me see.
Carragher's doing as he's told after he got done for spitting. And seeing he may have been at the pier head as well. He's probably also trying to keep people happy, I think.
Gar, is there an argument? Is there an argument that Grizz needs to keep the score predictions to a minimum because Danny says the first time Grizz says we'll win and we get hammered, he blames Grizz because Grizz is mad on the now. Let me fill you in on something. And Garl back me up on this, right?
I was only going to say that
in our WhatsApp group, right? Let me set the scene for you. If we're playing on, say, Sunday, and then we're playing the following Saturday, usually in the WhatsApp group around Wednesday, the lads will start going, what do we think for the weekend? And there's about 20 of us in there. And over the space of 4 days, Grizz will probably give us about 12 to 15 score predictions. All right. And then he will go back after the game, and if one of them is hit, he will go back and let us know that he was right. So I wouldn't be worrying about Grizz's score predictions because he does about 15 for every game, and then he'll tell you that his record for score predictions is outstanding, simply because he just picks all the scores. Josh Jerome, Josh is back. He says small club mentality, not caring about games versus rivals. Do you think so? Because I think tonight, Josh, I think Liverpool did care, but this is how I put it to you. If you watch a training session, and you know the way they're doing like defending or they're doing finishing, and they're kind of half-arse finishes, and they're trying stuff they shouldn't try. That's what came off to me against Liverpool for Liverpool tonight. But if you feel that that's the way. But I think Liverpool's record of caring about games versus rivals is pretty good over the last couple of seasons. But listen, it was people are asking who does Josh support? He's a City fan by the looks of it, and fair play for coming in here. I'd like to ask Josh a question. What does he feel Man City will do in the summer? Because I think it's intriguing where they stand at the moment with regards to the UEFA ban. Will they get 1 season, 2 seasons, or will it be wiped out? Centre half looks at the thing. Will Pep stay there if that ban is upheld? So I'd like Josh's opinion on that. I know he's having a laugh in the chat there, but if he wants to give us his opinion on that, I'd love to know what he thinks. Let me see, Gar. Is there an argument now because I think now Liverpool have 86 points. They would need 14 or 15 from the last 18, am I right, to get 101 and break the points record total. They would need 14 for from the next 6 to get 100 points. Is there an argument now that he gives Nico Williams, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott some more game time now just to get them in the last 6 games and get them a medal?
Yeah, certainly. Well, I thought, as you know, let's not talk about the performance, but I certainly thought Williams, when he came on again, showed a lot of intent. We're 4-0 behind, and the guy's flying around. He's trying to create chances left, right, centre. I thought he was brilliant again.
Yeah.
Now, albeit for the 15 minutes or so he was on. So yeah, I'd back in. And what have you got to lose? These guys need games. These guys need a bit of confidence. Play them.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm all for it. Like we're playing Villa on Sunday, Chris, and I'd be okay with Harvey Elliott playing. I'd be okay with Curtis Jones playing. I'd be okay with Nico Williams playing. All starting. I'd make those 3 changes, and I'd if you wanted to give, say, just throw names out there. If you wanted to give Salah, I don't know, a Henderson and a Trent a rest, you absolutely could. Are you with that? Are you going with that, or would you think no? You do actually target these 6 games? Because I think being honest with you, if we were playing Villa tonight, I think we could have been beaten 2 or 3-0 because we just looked like after 20 minutes we didn't give a shit. But would you go with that, or would you say no? Let's actually take this series for the next 6 and bring these on, and once they get on, that's an appearance and that counts. Because Joe Robinson says on the chat there that Klopp is absolutely fuming after that. What would you do, Chris?
I personally, Klopp's still going to go pretty strong. I think he'll play the normal back 4. I think he'll play 2 of the midfield that play tonight, and then he'll throw in like a Chamberlain and a Keita. I think the likes of Harvey Elliott and Williams will probably do what they've been doing, which is get in the last 15 minutes to get the appearances up for it. That's what I think he'll do, because I think he'll want it. Maybe he'll give him another home game. A few weeks further down the line. But also the likes of Salah and Mane, because they're still in the hunt for the Golden Boot. I think Salah's only two behind. Two behind.
Two, wasn't it?
They won't want to be rested.
Yeah.
So I don't think he will. I think he'll still go pretty strong. If he's going to give people a chance, he's going to give Keita a chance from a start, or a Chamberlain, or maybe a Minamino. I think one of them are going to get a chance from a start. Milner will get a chance from a start. I think the likes of Jones and Elliott and Nico Williams will probably get the ideal will be try and get Villa games won early, and then throw on the likes of Williams and Elliott to give them a bit of a run out.
Yeah,
that's what I think he'll do.
Yeah, I could see it just being thrown in every 20 minutes here and 20 minutes there, Gar, and they get that medal. Because you look at, even if you look at Kevon Kelleher, who's obviously dropped down the pecking order, but he spent a lot of time last season with the first team. Now he's not going to get near a medal this season, but Adrian will get a medal because he's played enough games.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, these boys have spent the majority of the season with the first team, and all right, they haven't played a lot of games, but for them, you look at what's the lad who's with Swansea? His name completely goes out of my head every time I think of him. Raheem Brewster. He has a Champions League winning medal because he was in the squad that night. Gar, how big is it for them to get to that 5 appearances, even if it's 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there? And the medal isn't to say that they've had a massive influence on winning the title, which they haven't. But it just shows that they were part of the squad. They're appreciated, and this is the reward for it.
I think you've just nailed it on the head there. I think that the main thing, I suppose, Klopp always alludes to it, doesn't he, in everything he says, about being a squad, and whenever he's questions about players not playing, it's all about a squad. So I think you've just nailed it in what you've said there. These guys, these young fellas, in fairness, they're all just teenagers, in fairness, will feel massively part of a squad by being handed a medal, and it's a huge thing. I'm sure Darren Potter feels very, very good with his Champions League medal at home, after the career he's had in the lower leagues. It's something for them to look back on, isn't it? And for these guys as well, trying to push into the first team, it's a little bit of confidence here from them.
Kev is asking, don't the club get a discretionary number of medals, mainly for keepers? I think you get to 25, or you get, as whoever has made 5 or more appearances, you get, but you as a club can order more if you feel like you want to give them away. That could be for, mightn't be playing staff, it could be anybody that you want to give a medal to. He could literally just make up 2 medals and walk into the canteen and give the 2 women behind the counter a Premier League winning medal if he wanted to. But I think it's the Premier League issue. Everyone that's made over 5 appearances with a medal, then at the club's discretion, they can order more to give away as the club giving it. Do you know that kind of way?
You ordered some off AliExpress there earlier as well.
Did you? We were looking at
lads,
Yeah, we were looking at I want to order one for Andy, but Andy the other night sent me a message, and it was literally the picture of a replica Premier League trophy. It was literally the exact same, the size and all, perfect. About 350 quid, and he was like, is that in the budget, I wonder? And I was like, and then one of the lads was like, fuck the budget, just buy it. And then we realised it takes about a month to get here, which is way too long. If you could have it to me by Wednesday, I just think it's I'd definitely be up to it. Let me see. Sterling got revenge on Trent for beating him on FIFA. Spot on, Jer. Trent's definitely got the upper hand on, or Sterling's got the upper hand on Trent now, because and he's banished those FIFA memories. Yeah, he absolutely has. Right, this is what I want to do. We're 25 minutes in. We'll probably do another 20 minutes or so. Any random questions, you can throw them in. That's what we're here for tonight. We can do whatever we like, you know what I mean? But I want to have a little chat about a certain player. We're doing this on most of our shows now. We're going to bring in a player that's won the league title with Liverpool this season, and the effect that they've had on the season. We've already done Alisson Becker. We've done Trent Alexander-Arnold. People complained at the video that come up for Trent because you could still see everybody on screen, and they felt like it was brainwashing, and they weren't happy, and I thought the word brainwashing was amazing. So let's talk about this fella, and I promise this one looks better. It's Virgil van Dijk. Now, I don't want to go into when Virgil signed, what he done, how deadly he is. I want to talk about him this season. Now, Chris, I'm going to come to you first. There's been a lot of talk around Jordan Henderson for being Player of the Year. There's talk of Sadio Mane, but if you're going to have that conversation, Virgil van Dijk has to be in there because, you know, he's that good that Arsenal celebrated for a week. They went on a bender for a week when Nicolas Pepe dribbled past him and then gave it back to him early on in the season. But how good has Virgil van Dijk been this season, in your opinion?
Well, he's no Johnny Evans, though, is he? Let's be fair.
Oh, big show. Big show.
Wasn't that who was supposed to get into no, he's immense. I thought, growing up, Carragher and Hippie, I thought we probably won't get better than that centre-half wise. I have never seen a centre-half play like he does. It is unreal. I think I've only ever seen him run 3 times. That's how good he is. You know, it's just like, I've never seen him so big, so strong, so powerful. You know, his passing's ridiculous. You know, head anything in either box. It's just, I think the problem is, it's not a problem, is I think the reason he's not talked about for Player of the Season is that he's that brilliant. It sounds weird, everyone expects it. So when he's not quite brilliant, it surprises people, but it's so rare. Like Belling tonight, he wasn't quite brilliant, but I think he's the best defender I think I've ever seen. And, you know, it's just amazing watching, especially when you go on the ground to watch him in person. It's just ridiculous. And, you know, what you want from a centre-half. He's a leader as well. You know, he can bail people out, and he's one of the few centre-halves I've seen who, if he is pulled out to a full-back position, doesn't look particularly uncomfortable. Most centre-halves, as soon as they go wide, look terrified. But he just looks like he's playing at slow speed. You know, everything just looks so easy for him.
Yeah, you always hear this stuff about strikers where when they're in a goal scoring position, the whole world around them, their world slows down, while everything else at a million miles an hour, and that's how they're so clinical. Van Dijk is like that in a defensive situation for me. Max Okens says he's loving the digital. That's a big shout because Max Okens was the man that used the word brainwashing last night. I think he said something like it needs work. It did need work. It was my fault. I made it the other day and I forgot to put in another background behind it. So that's technically why it went wrong. But tonight, it seems to be good. Let me see. Josh Jerome. Oh, coming back on C. I'll get to Virgil van Dijk in a minute, Gar. Apparently we're close to Koulibaly, but I'd rather sell Stones, bring in a young guy and trust Garcia. I think we should sell many and have Zinchenko and Angelino. I think the ban will be max 1 year. I agree with most of that. I have to be honest with you. Garcia looks a player for me. I thought Angelino, he's only on loan, obviously. I thought he was gone.
No, he's on loan to PSV.
Yeah. Was he not on loan to Leipzig?
Leipzig. Sorry, apologies.
I thought he was gone there apparently, but yeah, no, that's a good show. The max 1 year, I think, is a proper show, Josh. I think you're absolutely spot on. Virgil van Dijk. You kind of run out of superlatives for this fella, and Chris says there, when you see him in the flesh playing, it's mind blowing on TV. In the flesh, it's just outrageous. But he's been massive, hasn't he? Again, you know, when you look at the season where Matip starts off, gets injured, Lovren comes in. Don't know what happens to him. Gomez, he gets injured again. Gomez comes in and it was really has been brilliant as well beside him. But no matter who they put beside him, he's just top drawer, isn't he?
He's world class, and you know, as you said, you run out of superlatives to describe the guy. He literally has everything in his game. He can bring the ball out of the fence. He can spray a ball 50, 60 yards. He's calm as personified, and there's always this thing, I suppose, which is coming through in all coaching levels. You know, we speak to centre halves, and you're trying to educate them that Italian way. You know, Italian defenders never really go to ground, and if you're going to ground, there's one thing: you're in trouble. And the guy, you very rarely see the guy going to ground. Obviously, it's a last. You know, if someone's taking a shot close in the box and he's flying in to block it, but you never really, as Chris said, going out wide and a winger or forward taking you out there for a reason to try and take you on and get a gap in behind you. He generally just breezes them off a ball. He's unbelievable. He's a leader of men. He can make a really poor player beside him look good at times, which is scary. He's done it with Lovren a few times, but you know, he's another thing altogether, isn't he? But I think obviously Gomez's game has raised, not tonight, but it is raised immensely around him. We've seen what it's done for Robertson as soon as he came. He went on to different levels as well. He just seems to lift everyone around him, Gav. And that's only world class players do that.
Yeah, I think he's exceptional, and I think you can. Do you know what? It's hard to get excited over Virgil van Dijk because when he puts these performances in, you just go, "That's him." That's literally him. And like people fawn over Messi and stuff like that, and quite rightly, he's the best player I've ever seen. But at times you just look at it and go, "What else do you expect?" When he does something, you go, "Wow," and then you go, "Lads, he's done that 50 fucking times in his career." That kind of way. Marker says, "Lads, we definitely need another centre back. No harm to Gomez or Matip." Come back to that in a minute. Josh, the Man City fan, says, "I don't know if Liverpool's fans agree, but he hates Robertson. He's so smug and causes fights on the pitch and thinks he's the best, as shown with him and Messi last year." Josh, that's exactly what you need. And trust me, Fernandinho goes around causing murder on pitches. I'm sure Kevin De Bruyne goes around smug as anything. Sterling definitely does. And I'm not just picking on Man City here. Like Aubameyang goes around thinking he's the business. You know what I mean? Pogba, all the good players do. Robertson is the best left back around. There's no doubt about that. He was drunk tonight, and it's one of those things. What can you do? But no, I've no issue with someone that's smug or a little bit snide. It's what you need. And trust me, I watched enough Liverpool sides over the year where they didn't have enough smugness in them at times. And they definitely didn't have enough snide. Definitely didn't have enough snide. So I have no issues with that. But like people are lashing Josh here saying you're on the wrong channel and all. He's absolutely not. He can stay here and give his opinions. I have no problem talking about any club or any player or any team or any manager. I'll do it no matter what. Let me see. If you have any random questions, please send them in. That's what's going to get us towards the end of the show. Stephen O'Connor feels we lost the Liam says Sky commentators overdo the Bruyne loving. De Bruyne's a fantastic player. He really is.
Especially is, in fairness, lads, he's absolutely brilliant.
He's absolutely brilliant, and he's a big red as well. So which is nice. But the thing about it is, like, as much as I wouldn't take too much about the Liverpool performance. I wouldn't take too much against Man City either. I wouldn't. That wouldn't be if I was putting someone forward to be signed or sold on Liverpool's behalf after tonight. That's not the game you're going to go. And look what happened in this game. Because listen, you have to take it in context. Kev O'Sullivan says De Bruyne is the most complete midfielder I've seen in years. I think he's brilliant. I absolutely do.
Do you know who I thought was absolutely sorry? Do you know who I thought was piss poor tonight? Jesus.
Caught offside an awful lot.
Yeah, he never.
Maybe 2 or 3 times, and I just thought it was an awful lot. But
he's no way near Aguero's level. Now he gets a few goals, but just thought he was really poor. His interplay was poor. He just doesn't. Anything I've seen him lately this season, I think he's never stood out for me.
I think one of his best performances this season was away at Real Madrid when they played him down out left.
The wing.
And he did play wide, didn't he? And he was very, very good. But listen, Aguero's special as well. We go on.
Sorry, he's one of those players where you look at all star City's got. If they ever bring him off the bench, I don't fear him, and I don't know why, because his goals record's good, but I don't fear him. Whereas if they bring a Sterling or a Mahrez or if I got he wasn't playing tonight, Bernardo Silva, you do think, fucking hell, look at the bringing on now. Whereas Jesus comes out, I kind of go, yeah, okay. It just doesn't. It just gives me the shrug and I go, yeah, okay. With Bernardo, they brought Bernardo Silva on tonight. Christ, he'd have had a field day because he loves playing with Liverpool anyway. But he's quite glad he was in the squad.
No, he's Bernardo is a brilliant player. Danny Emery says, random question: how many of the squad and management would have failed the breathalyzer tonight? Gar, give me a number.
2 of the back 4.
Yeah.
Three at the back 4. 2 midfielders. Front 3. Yeah, I don't know. They're all Muslim, aren't they? Except bar one. So yeah, we'll give one forward, and then judging by what I've just heard, Klopp has absolutely torn the Jeff Shreve. So I think he could be on the vodka.
Yeah. Stephen Mack asks, and he says it to me, but we'll all answer it, and Chris will come to you first. How many Big Macs can you eat, drunk or sober? He doesn't mind if you're drunk or sober. How many Big Macs could you have a go at?
3 if I was drunk.
I reckon 3 is probably the max. I
I'd
reckon
have to be
3.
drunk, though.
Yeah, I reckon 3 and a half an hour later, your stomach is like, doing scissor kicks.
Exploded.
You know what I mean? Gary, how many you have? And I know you're a fitness freak. You probably just...
Yeah,
but
I don't drink, so I'd struggle at 2, I think.
2?
Yeah, I think I'd struggle.
That's not bad. Avo says, could you run faster or jump further with a mad dog chasing you? I've never seen someone caught by a dog. Like, dogs chase people, but I've never seen someone where you go, like, the adrenaline is unbelievable. Plus, if you're running in your slippers, you're much quicker when you're running in your slippers. There's one for you.
Peter Cage.
No, you are. I genuinely believe it. My brother always swore that if the ice cream man came around and he put his slippers on, he'd definitely catch him, regardless of how quick the ice cream man took off. Stephen Mack, I've just said 3. He's asked me again, Big Macs, how many? I've just said it, 3. Stephen Mack is a fucking drunk, I swear to God. He's absolutely lamping drink over every night. He knocks the caps lock on and he just goes mental for an hour. And then usually sends a nice tweet after it, then going, great.
To tell Steve on Mac, there's a bit McDonald's right over my back wall. If he's welcome over, he can jump over the back wall anytime. That's
right. Let me see. Oh, there was one there from Josh. Man City Josh, as we call by now. But Josh, stay with us. And look, you can come on anytime and talk to us.
Josh is sound, isn't he?
He is sound. He's bang on. Who would you support, Everton or United, if you weren't supporting Liverpool? So, Chris.
I think I'd rather go football.
Cut the show.
I'll tell you what, the answer is Everton. The answer is 100% Everton. And like, you wouldn't. I'll put it this way: Liverpool went around. Liverpool ceased to exist tomorrow.
Yes,
I think it's Everton, because you can still go to the city of Liverpool, which is deadly. Plus, you don't have to support Everton. Just go into the ground every week and listen to them all. I'd say it's the crack. You know what I mean? You're just going in and they're absolutely going mad, like shouting, "Where's the Arteta money?" And
I could be asked that siren though. Could you?
No, you could probably just go listen to kicks off a 3 or go in at 3 minutes past and Z cars and all is done with, the kind of way. But let me see. Josh had another one there. He seems to be. Kev O'Sullivan says 5 easy. This is with Big Macs. The bread will get him by the end. It's not the bread, man. It's the stuff that's in between it.
It's the sauce, Kev.
Maverick says budget King burgers only 2 is max. Burger King I'd eat more of than McDonald's. I reckon I could do more on Burger King. I genuinely think you get more Burger King into it. I think it's better food than McDonald's anyway. Josh just following up with that way. Who would you rather wear the shirt of and walk around in it for a day? A Man U one or an Everton? It's Everton. It's absolutely Everton. It's absolutely Everton. For me anyway, it's Everton.
Couldn't have anything Manchester on me.
No, absolutely not. Let me see. Madge Apple says Klopp is a genius. City are cocky now and assume they'll win the FA Cup and Champions League. Can't wait for the inevitable implosion. That'd be the crack, wouldn't it? That'd absolutely be the crack if they did. Let me see.
When do we get our good news? On the 13th we get their news. I think it's going to be a 1-year ban, isn't it?
Is it?
This thing about the 1-year ban. Why do we think it's a 1-year ban? Because I thought Cass could either say UEFA are right or City are right. So if UEFA are right, it's 2 years. If City are right, it's no years.
No,
I think they can reduce it.
Yeah, they're not.
No, I thought they didn't have that power. It was just to prove whether it was right or not.
Yes or no?
No, yeah, I think like a yes/no. Course.
No, I think what can happen is I do think that Cass can look at it and say, listen, UEFA won 2 games, but they have got grounds for that. But City have come back with this. They take everything into account, and they're left then as the as the kingmakers in it all, I suppose, and that's why you know, that's why clubs go there, because they feel like this is a decision, and CAS usually kind of reduce. They can reduce. Like David Walsh says. Sorry, there's that many bleeding comments coming in that they just keep disappearing on me. They can reduce if they think it's too harsh. I think they can.
Right. Okay.
Let me see. Danny
Sure.
Henry, here we go. Random question. Next season, Pep manages Liverpool and Klopp manages City. Who wins? Go on, Chris.
City.
Gar. Pep manages Liverpool and Klopp manages City. Who wins?
Liverpool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think he tactically would improve some players.
Okay.
And bring some players on a bit. Yeah, I'll go Liverpool.
Klopp, I think because City have a bigger squad than us. I think even shite like Otamendi and Stones, I think he'd get them to do something for him. He's had like, Clavan do things for us, which you wouldn't expect.
Kev, he can't sort Lovren. He's definitely not sorting Otamendi.
Hey, speaking of Lovren, can you imagine if Lovren had done the Gomez phones this half? Honest to God, I mean, that Gomez phones. I will be honest, that was Lovren levels.
Yeah.
And it's got I mean, Lovren's got more of them. That's why it's called Lovren levels. But yeah, can you imagine if that was Lovren starting this game? That would have been good for the crack.
I don't know. I think it's a very, very good question. I really do. Santiago says, Gav, don't dodge it. Snog, I presume it's Snog, marry, or drop of Grizz. Who's Kev?
I think he means Keith.
Grizz, Keith, or Andy? Snog. Are we talking Snog, marry, and then is it just get rid of? Like as if no interest, you can get rid of one of them. You're not snogging Grizz and you're not marrying him, so Grizz can fuck off. Give Kev or Keith, I'll give Keith an L where, no problem. Andy, you're definitely marrying Andy because Andy's just deadly, isn't he? He'd have diffusers in the gaff, he'd have loads of stuff in the pantry. He won't because he's the one. He won't.
He's got notions.
He has huge notions. But
Chris, he'd cook you beautiful meals.
He would. And he'd treat you.
That's me sold, man.
He'd bring you out for your dinner, and then you go down to the big posh supermarket and buy your mad stuff. And Andy's proper marriage material. Brenda's
he's definitely less is more, man. He does all the little design, the little sauce designs and all the side of your plate, and a little bit of rosemary on the side of that. Andy's definitely your man to marry there.
I think that's the way I go. A little bit of it. I think there's a bit.
I've seen Dunno's comment. That's just.
Oh, Dunno's comment is there. Where is the salted peanut? Dunno, you've upset that man an awful lot, and I don't know.
The salted peanut.
I don't know if Keith's watching, but like he literally got so sidetracked the other night by you, and we were like, "Will you calm down?" But it was listen, it was good crack. If people can't take a slagging every now and then,
what doesn't help was I keep sending Keith gifts of dancing peanuts when he's on shows, and he's not enjoying that either.
No, there was one. Let me see. Oh, there was another one there. It's gone. Oh, here, yeah. Danny says, have the Patriots won the world by signing Cam? This is obviously American football chat. Let me tell you a bit of the background around me and American football. I know fuck all about it, right? But the lads kept shiting on about it in the WhatsApp group. I said, look, I'll give it a go. Ray Dicko, of the club fame, a resident scouser, said, why don't you try supporting the New York Giants? Because I said, I like New York. And he went, the New York Giants, they're shit. They're absolutely terrible. And then he's like, no, it's a fluid situation. It comes in it comes in cycles. I was like, what bleeding cycle? They're awful. So yeah, that's me. I'm a New York Giants man. I don't know who plays for them, and I kind of watch the Red Zone every week when it's on, and I just know that the New York Giants have lost. So I don't know if them signing Cam makes them that they've won the world. But when it comes back, I will be watching it, and I will be just just feeling sorry for myself because the New York Giants are awful. And then I just remind Ray Dicko on a weekly basis that he was the one that sorted this all out for me. Let me see. Ava wants to see where Keith Plunkett's defence is with regards to being called a salted peanut. But listen, Keith's great. In fairness, Keith is an addition to this pod over the last 6 months or so, probably since the start of the season. I don't know how long he's here.
Yeah,
but he started the season.
Just after, wasn't it?
Yeah. But he basically came in. He was doing the bits in the studio. He got involved with me then. With regards to doing this podcast online and stuff like that, and he's been excellent. He's a brilliant addition to the podcast. He puts a lot of work in. He comes up with a lot of ideas, and whatever you need from him, he's always there to do it. So although you can still call him Peanut, we don't give a fuck, to be perfectly honest with you. Santiago reckons Gav is making more money off super chats than Cam at the Patriots. Listen, these fucking super chats, right? Is there any way I can ban them? Is there any way I can stop super chats?
Listen, I'm going to get a campaign to get everyone to do one every pod just to make your head pop.
Yeah, because we keep getting a read and then going, you earned 25 quid during this pod. And I'm like, how? But it's I'm wondering, is there any way I can just ban super chats and all that messing? Because you should not, under any circumstances, be sending any fucking YouTube channel money for super chats, fucking emojis, memberships, anything like that. You should not be doing any of that, ever, okay? They should put out the content, and if you like it, you watch it, you hit a like button, you subscribe, and you give them your time, not your fucking money, your time. And I give my time, and Keith does his, and Gar and Chris and all the lads give you your time. And why? Because we enjoy doing it. We enjoy doing it. That's it. So stop with the... I'm going to ban them. I'm going to go onto YouTube and say, listen, you put a fucking another super chat on this fucking channel, I'm going to get Andy Young after you, and that'll put a fucking end to it. Or Neil O'Gray, which is even worse. Stephen Max says Keith is the dog's bollocks. He is. Let me see. Owen Borg says super chats are worse than super fans. Yeah, good shit. Max Oaken says Keith is a great addition. He is. He's a great addition. But... listen, but continue to call him whatever you want, because that's how it goes. And listen, you could buy Keith a Tim Whistle out of the tube. He has a Tim Whistle. Oh, he's using his son's one at the moment. That's right.
He's using little lads. He's using Zach's.
Yeah. Listen, it was brilliant last week when he played the Tim Whistle, and then the son tried to play it. And then he nearly whipped it out of the son's hand because the son was robbing his limelight, which was brilliant. Avo says we enjoy listening, Gav. That's what it's all about, lads. Come on, have the chats, give your opinion, have a laugh. That's what it's all about. It's not about super chats or fucking taking money off people. It's not. It should never be, and that's the way it should always be. If you have any more comments, absolutely throw them in. We have about 5 minutes left. We're doing a show tomorrow night on the Villa game. It'll be our preview for the Villa game. I think Keith's on with me, and Jim Fishlock, I think, is on with me tomorrow. So tune into that as well. We'll be back at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. But lads, just looking forward to Villa a little bit. Do you reckon there'll be a reaction, Gar?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. If Klopp's gone in a mad one after that game, he'll probably take it out on the players a bit, I'd imagine. Won't have a go at them tonight, because managers generally don't have a go at them. Have a go trying, or at their video review tomorrow, and then you go from there. But I think, you'll see a major reaction against Villa. Okay.
Chris, for you, a major reaction?
You'd have thought so. I don't think Klopp's ever gone 2 defeats on the bounce in the league. So normally when he loses the game, he normally gets a reaction. So I'd expect to get a reaction. Not tempt fate, but Villa at home, you would think, will be perfect opponents for us.
Yeah,
because as they've got some good players, but they cannot defend, and
they've
their
no
best
goals
goalkeeper sits on the bench. Their best goalkeeper sits on the bench. You know, Peperina's not the Peperina we know, but he's better than the lad they've got in goal at the moment.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've just come up with an idea as well. You see all the ads that you get on YouTube? I can knock them off, can't I? Not the ads that come up before shows.
I thought you could, yeah.
Yeah, I'm knocking them off as well. They do my head in. 5 seconds listening about AIB's tracker mortgage. It's not for me. I'm gonna knock them on the head as well, because
we found this kryptonite here, God, haven't we?
Yeah, I just can't. I just can't stand them. I just can't. Now listen, don't get me wrong. I've told you that I don't agree with it. Other people do it, and let them do it. But I'm just letting you know, we pride ourselves on free content, so don't give us any money towards our content. All right, we get sponsored by the likes of Paddy Power and Pitchboard Footy, and that money is just running costs, equipment, cameras, lights, laptops, different bits. Like during the COVID, we had to go out and supply mics and different bits to different people that were going to be on shows, and we'll probably end up doing it for a few more people in the next month. So any money we do get goes towards literally that. That's all we look for. We don't make any money over. That's being honest.
And Sergio Ramos's appearance fee, Gav, don't forget.
Well, your appearance fee is £8, but you did say it was in US dollars, so that brings it down to a £5. So if anyone wants to throw a super chat in for a £5, that'll cover Gar. I'm only messing. Don't fucking do it. Don't, because you're doing your head in. But straight after this, I'm going to look into how I can stop all the ads and stop all the super chats. No, don't, please. Let me see. Yeah, so we're expecting a big enough reaction. Listen, we've done our best on this show tonight. It's one of those where, some people get annoyed over it, some people don't give a shit. We had a City fan in tonight, and listen, he gave his opinion, and that's what it's all about. Gar, we're gonna go 41 in chat, 41 likes. Good job, I like it. Alex McLeod tells us that's good, so that's good. That's all we ask for: like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, and it means we're just getting more people in to discuss this. And I'm going to kill the ads, and I'm going to kill the super chats if absolutely possible. Danny Emery says, no other pod lets you take the piss and give it back just as quick without shouting super chat every 30 seconds. That's correct. We encourage you to come on and take the piss if you possibly can. And listen, we encourage people to come on, not only come on and give your views on the chat, but like Chris started off as someone just typing into chat. Key Plunkett was the same. Barry Carr has been on, hasn't he? If you ever want to come on this show, okay, this is how it works. You have a laptop, you have a decent camera on the laptop, and you're able to basically choose what your microphone is and what your earphones are, and you have a decent setting that you can come on. You will come on to a chat with us for 5 minutes. Basically, we just want to make sure you can speak English, right? And you can hold yourself in a conversation for 5 minutes. If you can do that, by all means, send us an email saying you would like to come on the show, and we will. Listen, we're straightforward. If we go on a chat with you and you're like talking about, I don't know, wallpaper, we're like, lads, this isn't for you. But if you come on and you want to talk about football, and you can, you're more than welcome to come on. We wouldn't stop anybody coming on. Never stop anyone coming on. We'll never stop anyone's opinion. We'll never give out about anyone's opinion. So there's the invite. If you want to email lfcdaytrippers@gmail.com and come on and talk to me one night, you're absolutely welcome to. People have suggested that we do phone-ins, but phone-ins are mental. All right, because you'll just get someone on and they might come on and just start shouting. It could be anything. It could be abuse. It could be racist stuff. It could. You're leaving yourself very, very open. Somebody asked.
Gav, there you go. Yeah. There's an invite to Josh to come on sometime. There you go. The Man City fan to get involved with you.
Yeah, if Josh wants to come on, absolutely send us an email. Absolutely send us an email. I've no problem with that. Santiago asks, what's your issue with wallpaper? I don't have an issue with wallpaper. Anybody got an issue with wallpaper?
Yeah, I do.
I can't hold a conversation about it.
Yeah,
but you've no issue with it. You don't have an issue, do you?
Yeah, it's fucking wrecks the walls when you have to take it down on. And then you have to
if you put it on right, if you put it on right and take it down right, it's absolutely no issue at all.
No. Paint the walls. So paint the walls. That's none of that wallpaper shy.
Wallpaper's lovely. Feature walls and all that.
Wallpaper's for covering your copybooks.
Oh, Jesus, that's awful, isn't it?
Remember old school.
Stevie says he'll come on and he'll get banned. Stevie, if you lay off the cans a little bit, I reckon you'll be all right. But I can tell you, there's a couple of people in this chat. Kev O'Sullivan, actually, has been on a couple of shows, and he's on this every night, talking to people.
Avi, didn't we? Was it Avi?
Hmm?
Didn't you have Avi on it as well at one point?
No, I don't think I had Avi. No, Avi Hansler was on. James says mental people ring in, normal people just chat. That's not a bad show. It's not a bad show. But I can tell you, there's a couple of people there in this chat that have never been on this show, but I'd love to hear their views. But I'm not going to name them because I wouldn't put them in that position. But if anyone ever wants to come on this show, literally, literally just send us an email. We'll have a quick call with you, make sure everything's set up and everything's fine, and you can come on, chat about whatever you fucking want. Dunno says he has to ask his mother first. Well, Dunno, if you're going to come on and start calling people salted peanuts, it may not end well, because we might give Keith the heads up that you're coming on and he'd be prepared. Let me see. Owen Bork says, the wallpaper used to rip on the school books the minute they went in the bag. Yeah, wallpaper's not the way to go. It's not the way to go when you're covering books. The brown paper is the best. The brown covering paper is the best. But yeah, that's it. Anything else before we go, lads? Anything else you want to talk about? Anything? No?
No, I'm happy.
No, not
Are you
not
happy?
no.
Are you happy?
This has been beautiful. This has suited me now after watching that show.
Yeah, you started off very upset and now you seem okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's like therapy for you.
It's been a bit of therapy. Some lads in the chat have put in some good questions and interacted very well. I've mellowed now, lads. Thanks very much.
Yeah. Well, Chris, have you anything else before we go?
No, man, I'm just nice and chill. I'm just waiting for the Villa game, you know?
Yeah, okay. Kev O'Sullivan says, if you've never done it, it's a great experience. I recommend it to give it a
There you
go.
go.
There you go.
Oh, Danny Emery says ideas for a new draft. Now, we got this before we go. We done a load of drafts during lockdown because we were bored. And
It was stressful.
they were great, weren't they?
They were stressful, man.
They're very stressful. If anybody has an idea for some sort of new draft we can do, just listen randomly. We can do it, right? Send it to on Discord is probably the best. If you go to Discord, log in, follow the Daytrippers on it, and just go into general chat or podcast ideas or your feedback. There's something there, and you can just go in and give us an idea for the draft. This all started off with Dylan Westwood, I think, giving us an idea, and it just went from there. So yeah, if you want to go and give us an idea on draft or any idea on shows, we're open to anything. We're not going to tell you what we do. If you want something done, we'll do it. Simple as that. Owen Bork says, lads, I needed this tonight. Head was wrecked. Not used to us losing. Yeah, it's all right though. Just keep looking at that big gold Premier League badge that you're ordering to stick on the side of your fridge or possibly on a jersey. Yeah, it's all good, lads. It's all good. Kev O'Sullivan says he loves the drafts. Maybe an under 25 one. Oh, that might be good. That might test the knowledge of people's European and world football. Dylan Westwood is delighted with the fact that there's drafts about to happen. Just a quick one for you, lads. Anybody into Football Manager, the 2020 version now is about 18 quid online. If you're into that, I spotted that last night. And
Gav, it's only a $5 on the iPhone.
Yeah, that's the touch version.
It's deadly.
Yeah, if your laptop version or laptop or PC or Mac is about 18 quid at the moment, down from 40.
That's good, isn't it?
So let me see. Alex McLeod says, can you not do some sort of commentary on Hotmic? Alex, we've been asked this loads of times.
Oh, you set them up again.
No, we've been asked this loads of times, and genuinely, there is not one person that we do a podcast with that has any interest in doing it. It's not that hard to set up. The Hotmic app is good. There's been a few glitches with it. It was their fault the other night, which we have sorted out with the My Liverpool live show, but we moved it onto Periscope, but we hope to have that sorted for next week. You can basically go on to Hotmic, sync with whoever you're watching and do commentary, but genuinely, there's nobody on this podcast that wants to do it. They see no interest in it. Now, there's loads of people out there that do it, and they do it well, and, you know, that fair play to them. That's their thing. It's not ours at the moment. There's nobody that has an interest in it. They can't get their head around why me or you would watch them watching Liverpool instead of you just watching Liverpool. I understand you could probably plug it in your ear, watch the game, and not having to listen to Neville and Tyler, which is a very... It's a very good point. But if we ever come across someone that wants to turn around and say, listen, I want to do Hotmic every week and watch the game, we'll absolutely do it. But at the moment, there is no interest from us to do it. But listen, these things could change. They absolutely could. But as I said, the invitation's open to anyone there that ever wants to come on the show. It could be just a one-off where you want to come on and talk about, I don't know, Steven Gerrard being the next Liverpool manager, and I'll be on with you, and there'll be a big row, and then that'll be the end of that. But
here, lads, I have an issue.
Yeah.
I have an issue. Well, can I have an issue just before we go? I'm trying to get into IKEA for a picture, right? We've done this room up during lockdown, little boys' room. all the football memorabilia is going up, and I can't get into IKEA to get frames because the queue is about 8 hours long.
Mm-hmm. Get it
So if
delivered.
anyone has any contacts in IKEA that can get me some white frames, just let me know, will you?
Can you not get my Amazon?
Can you not order online?
No, they won't order.
Oh, you have IKEA frames on your wall.
Yeah, I want to match
and you
them
need
up.
to match them.
Yeah.
How many have you got?
I've got loads. I've got Messi signed stuff. I've got Ronaldinho signed stuff.
You'd be better off going onto Amazon, finding a picture framer person, and basically then you should just.
They'll rob you though, won't they?
No, Amazon are brilliant. I wish Amazon sponsored this, or one of our shows. But Amazon, I think, are the business, and you can go on there, type in picture frames. You'll find someone that does all the sizes you need, and you can order them in bulk.
Yeah, I'll do that. Do the fair
Take
play.
take the IKEA ones and just throw them in that car park at them. You don't live far from them, and just say, Amazon for life, sprayed on the side of your car as you take off.
That's a good show, actually.
Santiago says should put some wallpaper up there, Gav.
He's having a go at me.
I don't know. Was he talking
Nice
to me?
feature wall.
Santiago, look at that nice painted wall. Looks beautiful.
Yeah, no, you need to make that a feature wall.
So nice feature wallpaper. Look great, that.
Yeah, it looked brilliant. It looked amazing.
It's not happening, lads. You won't change my mind on that.
Alex McLeod lives in Norway near an IKEA. It's an expensive postage, though. Yeah, it is. Try Amazon, genuinely.
I will.
Try Amazon. It's the way to go. Right, lads, we're out of here. That's been the Fatback 4 Daily, the match reaction. There wasn't much of a reaction to the match, apart from having a little laugh and talking about peanuts and open invites and trying to ban super chats along with ads. I'm going to go and look at that now. But that's been it. Chris, thanks a million for joining us, and we talk to you soon.
Cheers off me, mate.
Gar, the best of luck with Amazon and picture frames. And if all else fails, just buy a load of bays that you would get for a snooker table and just pin it to the wall behind you. It'd be grand. That'd be my solution. That's it.
Wallpaper.
Bit of wallpaper. Just make a mishmash and just call yourself a hippie or something. That's it. That's been the Fatback 4 Daily. Yeah, it's been good. And remember, the Reds are champions. Over and out.